So I hadn't made an essay or read any essays or poems in a while, so I decided to make this one, and I'll read for a couple of minutes what I have. Um, Here's a poem that I wrote last week, I believe it was. Note on a cookie cutter mesh universe. Dimensions faster than energy, something unknown everywhere. When energy scatters over two dimensions, a rain of words in the wind, faster than light, with a Higgs field tool, separated day from night. Sacramental cookie cutting dough, precipitated particle waves, superclusters, galaxies with heavy metal, drifting through three-dimensional mesh, dark matter filaments left over, gravitational field warps, mass attracted mass drawn, two-dimension field, weft joining secondary attributes, clever scuppers, currents. Variegated fields, speeds, waves, particles, differential probabilities of being somewhere on the edge of being and nothingness, shapes and forms that were changed to become today. This universe may be compared to a mass of cookie dough precipitated within a charged field that slows down mass with the speed of light particles to sublight speed, where they may act as particle waves comprising the standard model of physics. The filaments connecting or left over from the generation of clusters and superclusters of galaxies are believed to contain most of the missing mass of the universe, and the filaments may warp space-time regionally, while mass may attract other mass, because mass is a secondary quality of energy artificially suspended at sublight speed, and it relates to the primary two-dimensional energetic form of the precipitating field. That does not mean that if one is winter camping in long, dark northern nights of 18 hours, that care must not be taken to not confuse a bottle of juice with one with piss and drink deeply at piss 2 or 3 occasions during the course of darkness. The experienced camper knows to make sure containers of different purpose always have different shape. This is another poem, Symmetry Breaking Universe, Snowflakes, as an island universe, with islands of thought and entanglements of energy. Was it ever something sought? Infinite clusters of universes like neurons of the mind of God, dimensions intersecting beings sent time and space far abroad. One verse for a penny, separating one and the many energized to be and become shadows and silence on the run. Day and night, dark and light, wave functions of evermore, particular wave superpositions collapsing together, left and right. Symmetry-breaking universe, snowflakes, flying apart across a vacuum space with upwelling currents at numinal pace, covering each side of a second-dimensional lake. And then there is an essay, a very brief essay. Mass is a secondary quality of energy. In the basic universe, there are 2 dimensions for energy, perhaps, and there is the Higgs field. The Higgs field slows down mass with its energy from 2-dimensional light speed to 3-dimensional sublight speed. Particles acquire a 3rd dimension in the direction of travel. That phenomena allows the 3-dimensional universe to exist with mass. It brings a host of questions, too. One question concerns the 2-dimensional field that allows virtual particles to appear in 3 dimensions briefly before disappearing. What is that general field from 2 dimensions letting virtual particles appear in the vacuum of a 3-dimensional universe? Is it one and the same as the Higgs field? People are fairly familiar with the effects of Einstein's relativity paradigm upon 3-dimensional mass. What about the relativistic effects upon quantum particles that have slowed down to sublight speed? Perhaps there is a class of virtual relativity acting on particles that helps form orbits and fields in the quantum world. Virtual particles are fluctuations of a field. Relativistic effects may act upon particles with sublight speed in relation to an otherwise 2-dimensional universe for energy. It is easy to speculate that gravity could be an effect of concatenated relativity acting on sublight 3-dimensional particles existing within or upon a 2-dimensional universe.